As you can see, I was super excited for our first time flying together, and it was really awesome that Nationals was close by this year. It was a short 1 hour-ish flight away versus next year it'll be in Tennessee and it'll be a bit more than 5 hours. So we left 2 days before meet day for me, which would give some time for water retention to be dealt with, and I was also on my period again.
For our event.
Yeah. First stop, we got some catering, which is kind of an awesome life hack because you get meals in bulk that way. We went to Protein House, and then we went to Lift Factory to get my last warm-up lifts in. So I was kind of going through my list of bodybuilder destinations that I've wanted to hit up for a really long time, and that was pretty awesome. And then I hit my warm-ups for squat, bench, and deadlift in that order. The non-air conditioned Lift Factory environment made it really easy to kind of wash away any water that I may have retained on the plane. Like I mentioned, I knew going into this meet I was going to start my period, so I actually started it while I was at Lift Factory, probably because it was about time, probably because it was really, really hot and I was getting exercise, and those are all the things that make me trigger my period. I didn't think that being on my period affected me at all during meet day, actually. I usually feel a little bit weaker before my period starts, so by meet day, other than worrying about any wardrobe malfunctions or my menstrual cup unsuctioning during deadlifts for me, which didn't happen, it didn't affect me at all. So not too bad other than the crampy part. But I think as long as I stay occupied, I don't really get bothered by cramps. We checked out Area 15, which I highly recommend. It was an awesome daytime thing to do during the day before the meet, which we didn't have any gym activities or anything planned. We stopped by a restaurant that serves multiple different cuisines but under the same name, and I got in a photo shoot with my friend Andrew, so that was really, really fun. So this is the handicap room because they knew we were coming. Are you peeing?
No. Jesus. It's a shower.
Okay, so it has a stool or a folding thing, and the bottom eye hole doesn't work, and also this door is really, really, really heavy. Later that day, we went to the venue for equipment check, and then we went to the Dragon's Lair so Grant could get a training session in, since we knew that he wouldn't have time to train during meet day for me, and I just got to enjoy being in the Dragon's Lair and stretched out for a little bit. And then we called it a night after stopping by a urgent care so I could do my drug test that I was requested to do for the new job that I was starting, that notified me the moment I landed in Vegas, so I couldn't take care of that earlier. Before the meet, we got to kind of hang out for a few hours after checking in, weighing in, and I got to meet some awesome people. And I have some meet footage here, and I'm going to go through it and kind of go over how all the lifts felt and went, and any changes that I'll be making going forward. So watching these lifts back has been kind of hard because I know that I did not give my best performance on that day, and honestly, I didn't even think I could do the meet a few weeks before it happened, so I'd have to say that I can't be that disappointed knowing what I was working with and knowing that even a few weeks before that, hitting these numbers would have been a dream. But the competitive part and the athletic part knows that that's just kind of how it is sometimes, I guess. I I'm still really having a hard time processing this footage. I did not get my second squat because there was up and down movement. My third squat did look a little bit better. I thought I got it, but I did not go deep enough according to the judges. At least that's what we think. I didn't really get a chance to ask them for feedback. And bench could have gone disastrously as well because the way it's set up, it's kind of hard to tell in the warm-up room who's up next. So you kind of have to pay attention to the list of athletes. They have like a physical list. They had a screen in the back that told you about when it was time to go. That screen also has how the other athletes are doing, what their attempts are, if they've made their lifts, so you could see where you are in the standings. So it's nice to have a handler look at the screen so you don't really have to see how you're placing if you're concerned about placing. And then when I found out that it was time for me to go, I was actually, I think, in the bathroom because between squats and bench, it was such a short intermission. Usually it's like 10 minutes or so, I guess. And I also thought I would be towards the end of the flight because my bench attempts were heavier than most of the other girls my size, or my flight at least. So I didn't expect to be going so early, but I think it may have had to do with my squats being not that great. So my placing was probably towards the back, so maybe I started earlier. I'm not really sure what happened. I just know that we thought I had a lot more time, so I was like, okay, I'll go to the bathroom in between squat and bench, and then suddenly it was time to bench already. So the way that this meet worked, it was super duper fast. Like my flight had maybe 7 people, so instead of a full 10-minute rest that I'm used to at local meets, it was maybe 7 minutes at most in between attempts. So for my third bench, I thought I could make it. That number seemed really doable. It would be equivalent to 2 plates at a commercial gym. But I was still gassed from my second attempt, which actually is a California state record right now. But I was not going for that. I was going for what my third attempt bench was, which was 102.5 kilos. So that lift, I think, haunts me the most out of all my missed lifts this meet because I knew it was within reach and I did not get to even really press. You'll see that I kind of started and then it just didn't go anywhere because my muscles were still physically tired from my second attempt. So something smart that Jen Thompson did, which was the lady that I took a picture with that I got to meet, who's a legend in the sport, was she skipped her second attempt so that she would have a lot of time or more time between her first and third bench. And so she got some kind of world record or something. She's got like a bunch of records, so I'm not even sure what record it was, but she was able to get her third bench by resting and just sitting out for her second. So that's a smart approach. I like Good Girls.
Oh yeah, here, we'll do this.
Have you seen Good Girls?
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Out there like I was telling you, that would be like perfect for every day. So what I want you to do is I want to have full fledged, just full flex. There you go. Good. Beautiful. These are stunning. Excellent. Very good. On this side. Yes, ma'am. Very good. Go ahead and relax. Oh my god, these are gonna look so good. Alright, do that same thing right here. Go ahead and flex for me. Very good. Beautiful. Very good. Go ahead and relax. Excellent.
After the meet, we got to do some awesome fun Vegas activities and I got to shoot with Meg, and we had been talking about shooting for a really long time, so it was super awesome to finally get to meet and work together. and I haven't posted pictures from that yet, or I haven't really been active with posting anything really, because as soon as I got back from Vegas, well, first I went to Hawaii for a few days right after the meet, and then I came back home and started a new job, which involved a lot of training and then going straight to work. So I haven't really had too much time to even look at my footage from the meet or around the meet or any shoots that I did while in Vegas. So I will be posting those shortly, but I had been wanting to shoot at Red Rock for some time now, and I've been to Red Rock before, but only in the winter and in the touristy area. So it was really awesome to come to Calico Basin where there were a lot less people. There's no reception, so it was kind of a miracle that I was able to meet up with the rest of the group, because I kind of went off and did the photo shoot while they hit up the casinos for that afternoon, but we were able to find each other without reception and got some really cool, awesome drone footage. I'm going to link Meg's YouTube channel and her Instagram for her studios in the description box below. And I'm really, really, really stoked with how the pictures came out. They pretty much were what I was picturing. So we worked together ahead of time to come up with some ideas for looks and for as far as clothing and attire and the setting, and it was really what I had been dreaming of. So super awesome, really, really fun. Also really great to work with a female photographer, because I think I've only worked with males in the past, because that's most photographers that shoot the kind of content that I make, or fitness or any like portraits. It's mostly been men that have reached out to me, so it's really awesome. I found Meg and I was like, I want to work with her, because I saw some of her previous work and I did see some of her Red Rock photos and they turned out really awesome, so I'm super excited about that. And it was also a really, really fun time to explore the fun parts of Vegas. I gambled for the first time ever, and it was really fun. I think being able to do it with friends is really what made it for me. I don't think I'm really a Vegas type person, but I was really set on making as much as I could making the most of this trip, I would say, because I knew that it was not going to be the exact outcome that I wanted as far as the contest went, but I think I was really determined to still have a good time. And yeah, it was definitely a trip that I will remember forever. And it was also kind of a highlight and a slight positive direction in my life after going through a really rough last about 6 months or so. I think the last half a year has been really, really rough, but having this thing to train for really helped keep me focused, and I am really excited to move forward with training for next year. So I will be back to get that 102.5 kilo bench. And the funny thing about this meet is deadlift was actually my best event, which usually it is the most iffy for me. So that actually turned out to be like a funny, positive outcome. But yeah, I'm really excited to get back to training, and I am uninjured now. So I feel like I should knock on all the wood, but I am back to training.